Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and you're back with Transport Fever Mainline. You can see, just going under the bridge here, the main line, the freight main line is making its way forward. And if we're very lucky, we'll get to see the new coal train appearing right on cue. Yes, everything has been set up to take Minas Tirith into account. And we've started shipping the coal here, and as you can see, it's well underway. The year is 2105. The year is no longer of any meaning whatsoever because we've got all the trains that are available to us, so we're just rolling with those. Progress has been made. But if we have a quick look at the old profit sheet here, you'll see that it's not a pretty sight. So 2104, we bought 3 million quid's worth of trains of trucks in a replacement sense, and we ended up coming out 5 million down on the year. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Something somewhere is no longer generating a profit, and rather is kind of sucking all the resources out of my my bank account. I know what it is. Should we just follow this chap along while I ramble on here in the exciting opening? I think we will. Yes, so there is a problem, and the name of that problem is the goods mainline service, freight shipment. By the end of last year, it had come in at minus 25 million. Ouch. Yeah, that's the only way you can describe that. More disturbingly is the Mint-Sherm line, which is currently carrying 200 passengers of 300, right? And it's burning 4 million quid a year. Now that means that the locomotive we're running on there, whatever it may be, let's go find one. What? Oh, I've got a bit of a mixed bag. Oh, I only coloured one of them in orange. Hold on. Why are you? What's causing you to delay yourself? What are you trying to do here? Okay, well that should show the path that you're on. But no, you're just sat here. For how long have you been sat here? Is one question we'd quite like to ask. The next is, who else are you holding up? Nobody at the moment. Oh, you've got 37 passengers on board. Also, why are you all the way out near Alpha Complex? You've got passengers. You are clearly taking some kind of wacky route. Where's your route actually kick off? Well, it's all the way out here. All right. I'd love to say I knew why that was. If I put some signals on here, maybe it will move. So let's do the 2 upstream lines. And that one. Yeah, it's waiting for a signal. Yeah, all right, okay, fine. Allow me to put some more, why don't you? Because you being sat all the way out there, mate, firstly, makes no ruddy sense at all. And secondly, you're never likely to get the entire suite of track available to you from that far out. So we'll make life easy on you. I think we've suddenly determined why it is that this line isn't profitable. Where are you going? You're going to Atlantis. All right, good for you, you crazy dude. Yeah, all right, okay. So anyway, in today's episode, our primary focus is going to be getting the show back on the road in a profitability sense. I've got I don't know. I'm going to give it a moment or two to gestate. Sorry, I'm trying to get a good view on this bridge to place a signal on it. There you go. I think that's right. Certainly looks right. Yep, that's right. What was I talking about? Oh, whoever knows. No, right, yes, want to get back into profit. I think that will fix that line. I think it will, but you don't know for sure. Let's bring up the remainder of the list here. And as you can see, freight shipment is now down 9 million this year. And it's because it's a generalist train. It is not specific to any one goods type. And that's a problem. Stark Industries shipping, which is trucks, is also struggling right now. Find me a vehicle. Right, let's get over there. Right, where are you? Where are you operating? You are operating. Oh, you're the new. You're the new. The new planks line. So we're waiting for any kind of wood. Well, what do you need? Yeah, you need either double wood or a unit of steel in order to operate. How's the incredible backlog look? So, yeah, huge. All right, okay, that's a problem. Okay, well, I've got a radical solution, and you're going to need to stick around to see that happen. Okay, so the radical solution in question involves the goods mainline, and I'm going to scrap it. Instead, I'm going to start replacing it with kind of an element of what will be the full goods line later on. Now, I need to do this. Hello, pork barrels. There's a few of you there. Yeah. Here's the goal. The goal will be that we'll replace this one line with 3. Will 3 be enough? I think 3 will be enough. But I've got to pause the game while we do this. Yeah, we'll do that now. Actually, I don't need to pause the game at all. We'll leave it running because I'll set up the new lines before we crack on. Right, okay, now I'm going to burn through quite a lot of goods here. But what we want to do is at each station, and we'll start here at Hogsmeade, is identify all of the different cargo types that are used. So you've got coal here, obviously enough, and that's hopper based. Well done. You've then got logs. That's a state car. We've got some goods that have been delivered, so that's box cars. Well, that's everything then, isn't it? Okay, fine. So let's start with, because I'm going to make dedicated trains, and we'll put one train on each line initially, which is going to impact the profitability of trucking routes. But then we'll up the other lines as there is sense in doing so. This, trust me, I've got it clear in my head. Well, when I say clear, it's as clear as it ever is in my head. So we will start with mainline state cars. Right, so we're going to want to stop here because Hogsmeade has got it going on. Now then, do you here at wherever this is? Flipping. Oh, it's in the middle of nowhere. So let's call it Pseudopolis for the sake of argument. What does it actually call itself? Train 9. I doubt that somehow. It does call it Pseudopolis. In fact, looking at the station is probably the best way to go. So waiting here is nothing, but we do convert planks out here as well. So we're going to want to drop at this location. There's just no pickup, which is a bit disappointing, because as we all know, because we're all veterans here, the only route to success is to do both drop off and pick up at the same station. I won't worry too much about the track situation, the routing situation just yet. Okay, so on from Pseudopolis we head out to potentially wherever we are here. Asgard, Asgard. Yeah, it's Asgard. And we've got both steel and we've got planks, both of which are state car in nature. Before potentially stopping at Sherma. Now, what do you use here? I think we can skip Sherma. Yeah, I think we possibly can. Yes. So this is this is kind of the whole idea, is that we don't stop where we don't need to, because if I'm just carrying state cars, then there's no benefit to me doing that, which means that I can also use the pass through. Now, some stations have a complete pass through, some have a kind of partial. But that will create a far more dynamic bit of train action going on. It will. You watch. Right, so then we come into the Pleasant View. Yeah, it is Pleasant View. Interstitial station here, and I don't think we need to stop there either. What do we got here? Oh, let's turn that off. Stone. Oh no, hold on. That's a log choppery. So we can, yeah. So we do want to stop here at Pleasant View, and then moving on to kind of, well, this is Pleasant View Main, I suppose, isn't it? What have you got going on here? Nothing of note. Good. All right. So straight through on that one. And then down to Atlantis, where obviously we're going to need some because of construction materials. So let's stick a stop in here. There is a really good chance that this doesn't work in the slightest and it just makes matters worse. But we'll find out quite quickly, I would imagine. And then you get out here to Minas Tirith, where we definitely want everything that you're carrying. Whether you've got anything still on board by this point, who knows? And then we'll just reverse course. So back to Minas Tirith, we go to Atlantis. And then from Atlantis, we go to the Pleasant View Exchange. No, if you're carrying construction materials, you're going to want to drop off, aren't you? So we'll stop at Pleasant View East as well. Then the Exchange. And then down to Sherma. Do we need to stop at Sherma? Yeah, if you're potentially carrying construction materials, you do want to stop at Sherma. And this is where where any kind of rationale kind of disappears. All right, okay, fine. And then up a Pseudop. And then all the way back down to Hogsmeade. Okay, so we basically we skip one station there. Oh, brilliant! Oh, you've made all the difference in the world on that. Right, let's just check the train routing here and see if we've made a complete pig's ear of it or not. So far, so good. Yeah, this all looks fine. See, because what would be quite nice is to have a train that actually just takes the main line through, because there are 6 lines here. So it could quite easily mainline it through there. Yeah, that's fine. Upper Pseudopolis has got its route set. This is all set. This is good. And then we come out here, and that looks fine. Although that's a slightly weird choice of track going on there. Oh no, it's not. Is it using a pass through? Oh, lovely. Okay, well I approve of that. Right, and then yeah, yes, this is all good. This is all good. I'm just checking that it's not doing anything completely clown-like on its progress around the network, and then we'll set it in motion. Yeah, following through, and clown-like. We've got a clown action here. Okay, right. Atlantis Annex. You come out on 3. You're going to come back on 4. Or you could come out on those 2, but they're not properly hooked up. So out on 3. Minas Tirith. Back on 4, please. There we are. And I don't know why you're doing that, because you... Oh, hold on. No, out on 4, back on 3. Right, okay, so that's 3. And that one is 4. There you go. See? Well done, soldier. I knew you could do it. Right, keep going. And then into the station at Minas Tirith. All right, marvellous. Okay, well, for as good as it is, that's what we'll do. I don't know, but you know, you've got to try these things out. So let's start from this big lengthy number here, and we will run we'll just run an SD40 on here. Or will we? Yeah, because we don't need as much capacity. So that's also going to help it when it comes down to a bit of acceleration and all of that kind of jazz. Let's just bang a CSX on this one. Yep, you good? We are good. And then nothing but state cars. This will either work or it won't, friends. You know, I'm pretty excited to find out what the result is going to be. So yeah, logs, steel, planks, construction material. Oh, we can also take machines, tools, and goods. Interesting. Well, goods is a bit of that threw me for a bit of a curve. But we'll see how it gets on. Let's go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. 12. 12's good. Right, set line onto the mainline stake cars. Go. Right, okay, now then, that's rolling. We'll see how that gets on. I don't like it. We'll call this mainline flatbed, despite the fact it's not completely flatbed. That's a slightly snazzier name. It is. I've said it is, and therefore it is. Right, okay, now then, I've also got another line that I'm going to develop in that way, but I'm already running it, and that is the hopper, mainline freight line hopper. Here we go. Now then, if we go look at what that's doing right now, well, what it's doing is it's costing me an arm and a leg. Look at the finances. It once made profit. Once. One time. And it made quite a handsome profit as well, but since then it has not, which means that there's something slightly odd going on here. You've got 324 on board. You're doing a mighty 18 kilometers per hour. In your own time, there, Governor, although you're going to have to give way to this chap who's coming through. There you go. You know what? That signal should be just a little bit further back. I mean, as much as there isn't a collision, we're leaving, 2 feet of distance between the front of the loco and the passing train. That's quite adventurous. Right. So what we want to do with this is basically exactly the same principle, except this time it's with hopper-based goods. Now that includes coal, and it includes your wheat and your corn and your good. I mean, for those of you who like coal-flavoured bread, this is right up your street. Right. Okay. So should we upset it, or should we let it complete its journey first? Complete your journey first, because it's doing the bricks, the construction materials. So this stone load, firstly, it should pay off. Although this is another year where it hasn't made any money. I imagine the turnaround time on this is hellishly bad. Although it looks like at the moment we might actually be coming close to profit. Oh, we made a profit last year. Well, that's not so bad. I mean, we spent 17 million on a new train this year, and we're currently rocking a loss of 14 and a bit million. So it's not as big a disaster as one might imagine. It's close to being as big. That's quite an abrupt bit of tunnel there. It's close to being as bad as one might imagine. But so be it. This guy's taken 3 years to complete his route. It's not what you might call speedy. Although the payoff here should be quite splendid. Obviously, we're going to have to wait and see how splendid that is. Who are you waiting for? Shouldn't be waiting for anybody. Although there is a coal train on this line as well. And of course, all the time we're ripping forward, that state car is moving. So we should be able to see it in action eventually. Right, and then as soon as this has made a drop, what we'll do is we'll delete the line that it's got now and assign it to a fresh one, because that should get us moving. All right, here we go. Coming up on Atlantis. Place your bets. How much do you think we're going to make here? My guess is going to be around 11.1 million. Let's bring up the overview. It'll pop up in here because I've got it turned off on the main thing, because having numbers popping up left, right and centre I find to be a little bit distracting. A bit immersion breaking, although running the game at high speed is immersion. 10.5 million. That's adequate. You taking anything back? No, you're not. You could take something back if the iron ore were delivering, and I suspect it's because of the amount of time it has to wait that means that it's not delivering. Right. Good. Okay, now then, I'm about to... Hold on, stay there. Let's pause the whole proceeding here, otherwise, because we're going to create a backlog. Right, get rid of all of that. Now then, let's start at Pleasant View. What do we ship here? Do you need... we've potentially got coal. Okay, right. Well, that's then it's on our list. Pleasant View East. Here you get stone, although we don't want to pick up stone here. An awful lot depends on how stupid the train is, as to whether it's going to pick up a load of stone, carry it the entire length of the track, before hoiking it back again. That would be what we in the trade call no way to run a business. But you can't rule out that it will be that idiotic. Now, when we've completed the whole main line, every train will only run in one direction. So we'll have a clockwise route and an anti-clockwise route, which will stop all of this. It will make it far more effective. But in order to get all of those goods stations set up is going to take a good few hours. I'm hoping I can get done with this in a minute, and then we'll get to work on the next one, because I want to complete a new goods facility per episode until we're done, and then we'll be in business. And this, I can see already that this train is all over the ruddy show. Right, there's the exchange. There's East. Now, as much as I point this out on a regular basis, I'm going to keep pointing it out on a regular basis until everybody understands it. Yes, I know I can use one-way signals to stop trains going the wrong way up track and stop all of this reorganisation that I have to do on a regular basis. But I choose not to, because it is more interesting to me to be able to run the wrong way on the track, because occasionally I might want to. And also, it throws the occasional spanner in the works, which is occasionally entertaining occasionally. I've said the word occasionally enough now. I think you've got the message. Right, okay, so through the annex, we will take... we'll stick with the main line. So this is going to be 4 on the way out. Atlantis. 4, please. There you go. And then 3 on the way back. That's it. See, that's more sensible already. Let's just check that Minas Tirith is all happy-go-lucky, and it is, as you would expect. Although it would potentially benefit from a signal or two. So let's do that. All right, we'll put one there, and then we'll stick a couple more up here. Because as the traffic increases, the number of signals we're going to need is going to increase as well. Right, okay, that looks about right. Okay, so from Atlantis we head back to Pleasant View. Plenty of signals along the way there. And then once you get in there, that's all good. Yeah, keep going. And then up to the second Pleasant View station, and that's fine. So, yeah, this has got a quite a low chance of success, I would suggest, but I'm a believer, or something. Right, Sherma sidings. We're going to go out on 1. No, wait, hold on. Think about where you're coming from. You're coming from Asgard, so you want here. This is going to be 2. There you go, and then back out through 1. All right. Yep, that's rock and roll. All right, good. And then heading down to Asgard, which is one of my favourite stations. Asgard. I think that looks pretty splendid. But then again, it is one of the only pieces of flat land on the map, so it was arguably the easiest one to do. Right. So you're going on. Is that 4 or is that 1? It looks like it should be 1. Where are we? Asgard. No. Yes. Asgard. So Asgard to Pseudopolis is going to be 3. No, it's going to be no, it's 4. Coming back the other way, Asgard is going to be 3. There you go. Good, well done. Right, this feels a little bit signalless here. Let's wallop some in here as well. That'll keep people on their toes. Right, onto the main line itself, snaking underneath to Pseudopolis. Now, the more sensible thing to do, because, I'm not a complete fool, I'm a semi-fool, the more sensible thing to do would be to do nothing but point-to-point services, effectively, where, I'd go from Hogsmeade with a load of something to the next one up the line, right? That would be the clever way to do things. and then just back and forth between those two. Yes, that would be fine, except that's not what I'm trying to establish. What I'm trying to establish now isn't going to work until I've completed the whole network. And then we'll see what happens, because then we'll just have everything stopping everywhere, unless it really doesn't use that goods type. And we'll be golden. Right. Yeah? Are we happy here? We are happy here. Okay, right, good. Unpause. Now then, here comes the next part of the setup for this. Is we go to freight shipment, and we'll pick 2 vehicles at random. Well, we'll pick the two of the oldest ones that we've got here. Right, so we'll assign you over onto the mainline flatbed. Yeah, brace yourself. And we'll set you onto the mainline flipping hopper service. So let's go mainline. Do you want to call it a hopper? Yeah, we'll call it the mainline hopper. Hold on, I've confused myself. I know, there's a shock. Right, mainline hopper. Evidently, I've got it called up already. What are you, train 29? Well, I'm not seeing train 29 anywhere. Try it again. Hello there. Right, sign you to mainline hopper. Right, there we go. Now, because they should already be on the route in question. That shouldn't be a problem. So then all we do is we set up the correct setup. Yeah, okay, and we do a quick replace now. It's going to cost me some cash, but it means that both trains on there will now run hoppers only. We'll do the same thing for the flatbed, and we'll set the replacement on here. What am I running? I'm at SD40 on here. Okay, right, yep, this one. Add that, and then, what do we say, 12? 12 sounds familiar. All right, 1, 2, 3. Well, no, not those. These. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Is that going to be enough? That was 216 units, if I recall correctly. Let's add another 3. There you go. That'll be better. And then we replace now, which is going to cost some cash. But that will then mean that all the trains running on those are correctly done. In fact, that was, I might want to go a step further. I'm going to go a step further. Right, you get onto the hopper. Right, you get onto the flatbed. Jib up the sign line, the flatbed. Good. Let's just check I didn't put both of them on there. Yeah, that's good. And then we'll do a replace now on that. I know. We're replacing multiple trains multiple times, which is just losing me a bit of cash. But that's part of the course. Hopper, flatbed, hopper. Right, replacement. Do it now. Did I already do that? I don't think I did. I can't remember. Right, okay. And then we're running 3 on each of those, and we've got 5 on this one. So if we take one of these and we tell you to get knotted and go get sold, and yeah, that should probably, let's do one more as well, and then we're running 3 on each. Go get sold. That's probably going to, we're probably going to get a bit of a traffic snarl up go on here, but that's okay. And we'll delete these back. There you go. And then hopefully, because this stops everywhere, and because it's going to be carrying food and goods, in fact, let's just check if we go for, because we go for nothing but boxcars on here. Yeah, see, this carries nothing but food and goods and plastic and all this kind of jazz. Then this should work out quite nicely. So let's go 1, 2, 3, yeah, no, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm keeping it varied. 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. There we go. And then we'll replace all of them. They're quite old anyway. Yeah, 50 million down the tubes. Marvellous. Great. fantastic. Off you go. Now we just keep an eye on the flashing flasher and wait for that to tell us that it's all broken. Right, while that's happening, now let's make it more difficult for ourselves because we've got to do it again when I set up Hill Valley. Although I'm tempted to go the other way. And the reason I'm tempted to go the other way is because I had a quick look at Hill Valley. And if you look at the number of different kind of isolated goods services you've got going on here, they're kind of spread out and complicated. So what you're saying is you want to avoid doing the complicated bit. Yeah, maybe. I can't rule that out. Meanwhile, if we go from Hogsmeade to Megacity One, well, we've still got the same number of... So you've got, what, here? Lumber, kind of goods, tools production. You've got a steel mill. You've got an iron mine. But what you've got that's more fun than that is the track's pretty flat. So yeah, we'll do here instead. We'll do Megacity One, partly because I want Megacity One to grow. It's because it's not really a megacity if it's not mega. Right, okay, so train station. We're half an hour into today's episode. We've got half an hour to get this done. Dig in. We're going to use this one because I like this one, and we'll have that, and we'll go max length, and we'll give it some of this. Transit tracks, don't need them. Second Street connection. No, it's not going to help. Okay. All right. Okay. And then I think the locale will probably suggest itself here. Now, obviously, because we're hauling around something rather sizable, it's a little sluggish in being hauled around. There you go. Look at that. Straight in there, look. And then straight out there again. This looks fine. This looks good to me. Yeah, just put it in there. That's good. Take it. I know you've got some slope action going on, but it's nothing the smoothing tool will not be able to handle. Welcome to the episode, Smoothing Tool. Right, let's get this all brought up to date, and then we'll connect it up. Nice and easy. I mean, this really has made quite a large lump for itself there. But sometimes you've just got to lump it. Right, there we go. Now this is going to add. This is actually going to set the cat right amongst the pigeons, because the amount of different goods types you've got going on here. Not so much the fact that the number of kind of chain completions that go on here is going to disrupt the flow of goods to other places quite significantly. Right. Okay. So let's start up here, and we'll branch out like that. Right, and then we'll do the parallel one, which comes off there, and also goes like that. Now, we don't actually need to do these yet, but it's good practice. I couldn't help but notice that... oh no, hold on, is it at Hogsmeade? Yeah, it is. It is. At Hogsmeade, there is actually no connection onto the main line at the moment, so my notion of completing this quickly is a nonsense. Well, we'll complete it slowly then. Yeah, go on to about that. That's nice. And then that one over here is also nice. Bit of a slowdown maybe, but that's not so bad. Good. Yeah, stop talking about your double slip switches. That's filthy talk. Right, now because I can't stand it, we're going to get rid of this. There you go. Make it look like you had a plan of some description. I'll do a bit of decorating on this, and it'll look marvellous once it's done. Right, now, usually if there is a train that is broken in some fashion or is queuing, there'll be a number here. So this should just be Dunder Mifflin. Yeah, it's still complaining. I don't care. Right, okay. Now, Dunder Mifflin's waiting for... No, Dunder Mifflin is a plastics producer and is waiting for delivery. What is going on here? Make sure Megacity One is connected to the street. Yeah, all right. I will. Are we looking at the right tracks here? Yes, we are. There's only one through track. That's why it does this merge, because that one on the end there, that's a passenger platform. Okay, cool. So what we're going to need to do is make a branch, and I want to do it fairly early. No, come off this side first. You'll find it easier. There you go, do that. There you go, to slow to 77 there, that's not exactly ideal. And then from here, we'll go out on that one. Good. Now then, you get yourself up onto platform 1. How does that look? That's actually quite nice. A gradual bit of embankment building up alongside the passenger route. That's quite good fun. You wang onto there. Look at this. This is just masterful track laying you've got going on here. No, it is. Definitely is. Although, having said that, this one doesn't look like it wants to cooperate. At all. Oh, hold on. What was it doing there? That was good. No, you're allowed to do that. Yeah, that's great. And then keep going like that. And it's all grand. A bit of a slowdown at the end there, but that's quite technical. By which we mean it's incredibly advanced and worth watching. Right, okay, now then, let's signal up. We'll put one on there and one at the other end. Now that's going to make life a little bit interesting. But there's not a massive amount I can do about that. Well, other than change the layout. Right, okay, now then, let's get some road up. If we go medium here, keep it on the flat. On the flat, thank you. And then we do a couple of these which also stay. No, that's really nice. Yeah, there you go. You're also helping. Of course. No, that's doing a ramp. Just do a straight line. Just do a straight line. Just a straight. There you go. Wasn't so hard, was it? Right, then this gully will smooth out really quite nicely. Smooth the gully nicely, please. There you go, and back again. Yeah, see? Ooh, hammer time. Great. Okay, good. That's quite positive. I'm excited to see what this one does. You know, I think this station could lead to a gigantic amount of profit. Equally, this station could lead to a gigantic amount of loss. I don't know yet. We're just going to have to wire it up and see what happens. Right, now then, what have we got? We've got this tool manufacturing setup down here. So we're going to want to get to that somehow. Well, that would appear to be the easy way, so let's do that. And then you've got this wood set up down here, so we'll connect to that as well. None of these roads are appropriate. We're going to want to get underneath in order to hook up onto this number here. We also need a route that will allow us to deliver to MC1. Now then, you are at a decent height here. Let's just try this, which is probably going to look hideous. But you've got to try these things. Bit of a collision. All right, is that a length-based problem, or is that just a fundamental? Yeah, I mean, okay, you can have that. Actually, if you were to elongate it, it wouldn't look too bad. You've got a bit of an abrupt climb at the far end. When you say a bit of an abrupt climb, I mean that's, you know, Evel Knievel would go, I'll jump it. Yes, what if we take that end down and then put this back in? So, oh, that's it. This is the one. This is it. This is what we're taking, I think. Still Evel Knievel. Still Evel Knievel. We can rebuild the road. All right. Well, the bridge works, so we'll take the bridge and then rebuild the road. Right. We just want it to be a little bit less severe in the way that it starts that bridge. You've hooked the corner ever so slightly, way too much there. No, that's about. Is that about right? That's about right. Okay, good. And then off there, can you do this neatly? Neat-esque. Neatoid. There we are. That's... Oh, Oh, that's decidedly mediocre. Good. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, try that again, but do it quite a lot better. Give me a snap point on this corner, would you? That looks good. That does look good. That looks fine, and we've still Evil Knieveled it. We've actually solved nothing in the slightest. If I take this off, can I now make this just a little bit more gentle? It means raising up the existing road. And once again, you're getting bogged down in road building, but that's actually got it. That's got it. You've got a slightly excessive corner going on there, but it will get the job done. And then from here, we'll roll out to there. All right, magnificent. And then, of course, you've got the connection up to the main highway that comes through into Megacity One. So now we want a goods drop-off. Well, I mean, this is just screaming for it to happen over here, isn't it? That's, yeah, somewhere on this road would gather all of the major constituents, and we'd be able to make a suitable delivery there. So let's go for it. All right. You're wanting to fly though, because of the hill. Show me your catchment radius. Catchment's really good. Let's put it in there. And it is airborne. Do we care about that? Well, I'm afraid we do. Gently. Get the bulldozer off. There you are. See, safety first. That's what we're about. If you could sit on the pavement, that would be absolutely terrific. And it's because it's two signposts. That's the problem. There you go. All right. So I know we're about to compromise on profitability because of aesthetics, or this end. Okay, well actually that right about there looks pretty good. You've got a reasonable catchment into commercial. You've got your good catchment into industrial, or on here. Nope, it's down the bottom. All right, okay, we'll go there, and we may adapt in future. Right, okay, so we now need truck stop here. I'm going to do some temporary stuff. This is going to look pretty rotten, I imagine. But as I've done previously, I'll come back and beautificate in due course. Are you going to do me a solid and be in range of the station? Well, hold on, do it the other way around. That's the Forest of Doom, incidentally. Nope, you're not in range of the station. Okay, well, in which case a really short truck route will suffice as far as you're concerned. Give me the large standard truck station here, because we'll snap that onto the end. You can align the terrain. You are allowed to spend as much money as you need to work. And then we'll stick a small one down here. I won't be using that, just so you know. That we'll upgrade to something more interesting. Right, what else have we got? We got this tool set up over here. Right, bang another quickie on there. Because fundamentally, I want a proof of concept this, and if it pans out nicely, then we'll proceed accordingly. If it doesn't pan out nicely, we'll have a rethink. Okay, let's get in here. Let's give you a better bit of road to work with. Let's give you a better bit of road to work with. 1.4 million. You've spent it before. We'll spend it again. Right, okay, that's them connected as well. This is actually a very connected route. Yeah, this station's going to be properly busy. Now, the studious amongst you, in fact, anybody with eyeballs will have noticed that so far I have avoided doing anything with oil. That won't last. The oil will be coming, and it's going to work, especially once we've got the kind of the dedicated goods set up that we've just started, once that actually starts rolling properly. Right, there we are. We're in business. I think that's everything, although we will resurvey the environment afterwards. Let's start with end delivery, because that's the one you want to be working first. So from there to this one and back again. So this is going to be Megacity One goods delivery. All right, cool. How many do you think we will need? Let's go 6. That should get us done. Right, buy road vehicles. Come to me, and red vans for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Set line MC1. There you go. Off you go. All right, for our next trick, we shall now, let's do the coal line. Coal has proved to be quite a challenge for me so far. As in fact, not as much as iron ore. Iron ore is offering some resistance in terms of flowing properly, but that's because there's an iron mine at Minas Tirith that has opted to play not going to play. Right, turn this pink for a sec. Where are you going? Ooh, crumbs. All right, well that's a route and a bit, isn't it? What would be a better route would be if I were to create a straight line out there, or even a straight line just coming from here. Let's do that, because winding your way through the city may seem like fun and larks to start with, but it ends up being a traffic snarling beast of a hellishness. Right, we'll take that out as city road, just in case the city decides to expand that way, and then we'll run this down here. It needs a bit of bridge. Have a bit of bridge. There you go. Yes, a very lazy way to build, friends. I know this, but you know, needs must. This is not Megacity One, is it? What are you called? Let's just call you K, so that I can click on something else. That's not that one. That's this one. You are Nargothrond. Good. I don't know who suggested that, but Nargothrond it is. Right, you are Nargothrond. Coal. Just coal. That's it. And you can have 2. Right, because you're using these big beefy truck types. And there you go. To have 2 of them. And you are now Nargothrond thingamajiggle. Go. Yeah, the naming convention, once again, completely ignored. But that's life. Next up is going to be this one here. Right, and this is Wayne Enterprises. Okay, fine. Wayne Enterprises. Delivery. Is it delivery? All right, shipping. Does that make you happier? Shipping. On which note, I can't help but notice that we've got a farm just there, and we've got a steel mill just there that are right alongside the river. And I've been looking for a good excuse to actually add ships to this series. So I think I might have found it. But don't lose focus on what you're trying to accomplish right now, will you, dear boy? Okay, I won't. Find the depot. Find the depot. That's the depot. Well done. And we'll stick. Well, we'll start with 2, and then we'll see if we need to do any more later on. Have a Walmart truck or 2. Wayne Enterprises. Right, that's going to be down the bottom. There you go. Now then, what haven't we done yet? Planks. Something planks. Oh no, we've got planks and we've got lumber as well. Now, what we should do here is we definitely should. Yeah, make that happen. All right. Okay, fine. Kill those off. Get the depot back open. Turn it off. Turn this on. Right. And that way you don't need to faff around too much. So we need from lumber to planks, right? That's 1. And then from planks to shed. Well, that's 2. So get 1 more of those up, and then you can close this one down. And then we go from here to there. And this is, as mentioned, the Forest of Doom. So, Forest of Doom delivery. The benefit to naming all of these things after the particular resource item manufactorum is none. There is no benefit to doing it this way. You closed the depot down, didn't you? You're a dead loss, man. You're just a dead loss. All right, freight. One will stick on here. Have this nice Union Pacific truck. Forest of Doom. Yeah, because you can never... I mean, I haven't memorised where the flipping Forest of Doom is. You know, this probably... You've closed the depot down again. This will probably be the last time I ever see it. Regardless, it does generate just a little bit more atmos. Right, we'll stick just one on here as well. This is Little China. Oh, of course, right, yeah, because it's a carpenter. So, and when it fails, when it starts flashing trouble, we can say that there's big trouble in Little China. See, there you go. Delivery. Right, we'll just stick one on there as well because I'm going to. Right, freight. Let's give you the Budweiser truck. Have a good time with that one. Little China delivery. There you go. Right, that's all that lot moving. And actually, we do. Okay, this will work on its own because we'll get lumber shipping out to the lumber mill, which will work. For some reason, the coal started. Oh, that's a steel mill. I thought it was a goods maker, a tool maker. There you go. There's a tool maker. Yeah, so we'll turn these into planks, which will go to here, which will get turned into tools, and it will get turned into tools. Which, because it only takes 2 sets of planks, which will then get shipped back to here, which will then get shipped out to there. So I don't even need to do the trains for this one. Yes, it is quite a lengthy route, but it is nonetheless viable. Again, this coal delivery, I think I've been less than smart with that. Another grong coal. Let's just take that straight to the steel mill. Alright, so if we kill that and instead we add this, there you go. Right, how many vehicles have I got on there? 2. That's too many, in my opinion. Right, what are we running out of here? Wayne Enterprises shipping. So if I assign you to Wayne Enterprises shipping, possibly too many vehicles on there now. But given the frequency that trains are likely to occur, that might work out quite well. Right, okay, now then, here we go. Let's see what we've got going on here. So we've got freight shipment, which hasn't quite figured out that there is a new regime on the go, because it's still trying to, or is it moving it? Let's up the tempo just a sec. I'm sure that said 19 when I first pulled this up. When it has learned that, yeah, there we go. See, it's figured out that there are there's no flat cars available. The flatbed itself has got 600 plus. Well, you can read. The hopper, I don't know why we've got lumber waiting for the hopper. Possibly because the trains haven't yet replaced. I don't fully understand. Right, okay, so let's do shipment first. In fact, let's pull all these up and resist the temptation to close them down. Let's make you teal. That way you will at least show up as an independent entity. You can close that down. Right, so here we are at Hogsmeade West, and then... Oh, there is... I've still got to build the line. Oh, poo. Okay, well, no, that's it. I'm going to have to knock it on the head here. I've run out of time for today. So I'm sorry. I'm leaving you with a cliffhanger. I'm going to have to do that at the start of the next episode. Because that's not a 2-minute job. That's at least 3 minutes. Anyway, I've been Colonel Failure. Thank you very much for watching today. Sorry to leave you with a cliffhanger. These things happen. But it's going to be worth your while. I think this is going to be quite an interesting one. Next time around, we will expand out again. We will add another goods station, and if the need arises, if it looks plausible, we will also add another passenger route as well. And I invite you to stick around for that. And you'll want to hit the subscribe button to make sure you don't miss it. I'll catch up with you very soon. Thanks for watching. Cheerio! Yes, it is decidedly possible that I've jumped the gun a little bit here. Setting up the triple goods shipping approach is something that I'd only intended to do once we're actually transporting goods all the way around the network, because it leads to a very long gap in between individual deliveries, and if the sequence is out of order for any reason, you'll end up with everything just falling apart. Anyway, we'll see how that turns out. The only real solution to the backlog and the shortage of revenue that some of these routes are making right now is to finish the loop. So maybe there's an argument to be made for finishing the entire setup of each individual system and then trying to get the whole thing working. I don't know, but the next one's going to be worth watching. Subscribe to make sure you don't miss it, because I've got a feeling catastrophe is around the corner.